Hello and welcome back, Coach Carly here. And in today's video, I'm gonna lead you through some of my favorite go-tos for priming up my feet before I go play. These are great exercises that you can do before you athlete, fitness, or maybe you're just looking to reinforce a strong foot foundation. It starts here. And the good news is all you need is your own body weight. So please take some time and join me on the floor because we're gonna get started in a seated position. I've got the timer, so don't you worry about that. Just kick your shoes and socks off if they aren't already and join me on the ground. I'm gonna start by pulling my hips back as far as I can until I can feel my heels gently in the ground. And then I'm gonna actually take my femurs and roll them in ever so slightly. I'm gonna roll them in till my joints are nice and aligned. You'll notice that throughout today's series, you're gonna find some added benefit, not just with how we're strengthening the feet, creating some active mobility into our ankles, and then reinforcing strong movement patterns in this lower half, but we're also gonna be adding some sneak attacks to benefiting the upper body as well. You're gonna feel the hip flexors working, you're gonna feel yourself expanding through the top of your head in a lot of these positions, decompressing the neck and shoulders, so it's really a win-win all around. We're gonna start today's workout with foot knuckles. Foot knuckles. Essentially, we're making fists with our feet. So I'm gonna make a prayer position with my feet, just like I would my hands, and I'm going to have my pinky toes start to gently look at each other, really trying to rotate and open them around. Let's just hold this for a second and see what we notice in our body. If you're someone that has chronically tight ankles, maybe even tight hamstrings, this position alone might automatically start to really invite some intense sensations into your body. That's okay. We're here for it, right? So we just want to notice where the restrictions are because over the course of this video, we're going to notice how we start to open up, unlock, and really juice up those tires down below. So we're going to start with the big isometric hold. You're going to flush your toes in and start to round and roll them until you get this nice squeeze of your foot, just like you would make a fist with your hand. Take notice for a second of your toes, essentially. Notice if they start to cross over kind of crazy. We really want to see if we can just flush them all down like a big fan without too much chaos in the toes. As you continue to invite these movements back into your body, you will start to decompress the foot. Your toes will start to splay naturally and it'll open up quite a bit. So again, it's okay to feel things a little bit stuck or sticky or crosshaired. Don't worry, it'll unlock as we continue. So we have this nice big hold. Let's continue holding here for 10 more seconds. Go back into that breath and body. See if you can lengthen out at the top, because then we're gonna start working a little bit more dynamically here. Good. If you ever need to shake it out, feel free to shake it out. And then let's return to that pulling in prayer position, pinky toes starting to face each other. Let's make a fist one more time. And we're gonna go into our series of knuckles. Knuckles, again, making a fist with our feet. Now we're gonna start to take our knuckles, keep the squeeze, but start to press towards me or away from your chest, away from your face. Push away while you maintain the squeeze. You should start to automatically feel some more sensation and engagement in the lateral part of your calves. Maybe the shins. This is a good thing. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Keep squeezing and pushing. Throughout this entire flow today, we'll probably hit anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute of reps, but depending on time constraints, location, why you're doing this, when you're doing this, feel free to modify. Intuitively invite these movements into your system as needed. Maybe you're using this as a game primer before you go hit a run, whatever it is, just flow through it. Good. I'm gonna try to continue this motion, but you can always take breaks as I mentioned. Now I'm gonna start to flex my toes up to my nose, pulling. I'm keeping the squeeze, so it's getting pretty intense. But again, when you first start out, you might feel some cramping. That's normal because we're naturally rebuilding the arch right now. We're mobilizing the ankles. We're strengthening all three arches of our feet. We're reinforcing a very healthy pattern and position that we will take into anything that we're doing on 2 feet. And we're just lighting up everything else upstream. Good. I'm gonna shake it out for a second. Shake, shake, shake. Back in that position, if you join me, squeeze again. In about 10 seconds, we're gonna combine these things. We're gonna go push and pull, push and pull. In 3, 2, 1. I'm pushing and pulling. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Use the hands for support as needed. I still try to keep an eye on any hunching that's going on, especially as it gets more intense. Pull everything up and long. Push, pull, push, pull. Let's go 10 more seconds here. Doesn't take a lot for knuckles to really get things activated. Good. 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Shake it out. Your feet have 29 muscles in them, 26 bones, tons of joints, ligaments, tissues, and thousands of nerve endings. So they are very important. We need our feet to have a strong foundation. And when we shove our shoes or our feet into narrow shoes, oftentimes we can start to lose our ability to have our feet function properly. So knuckles are a great way to start to add some grip and life into your feet. Now we're gonna stay in this position one more time. We're just gonna relax the feet. We're gonna orient them in the same place, toes in, heels open, femurs roll back in. If they started to open, let's just pull them back into a neutral position. And we're just gonna pull our toes to our nose. No squeezing anymore. Just our classic foot pulls, bootstraps. Imagine you had shoelaces here and you're just flexing, flexing, flexing. Again, mobilizing the ankles, strengthening the different parts of our feet, but also starting to feel this lateral line engage. This lateral calf is so important, and it's often one that people are missing because we just live in this compressed, collapsed positions. So we really want to invite some activation here. When we go to land on the ground, this helps us absorb impact like a spring. We're spring loading right here, spring loading our step. Good, let's keep working here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Awesome job, shake it out. Now we're gonna take same concept, we're just gonna invert it. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over on my back. I'll show you a few different angles of this. Let's roll to our back side. We're gonna get a little combo wombo in here of backline decompression. So I'm feeling my neck gently into the ground. Shoulders can melt away, low back can relax. I'm basically now gonna do this upside down hinge. So I'm gonna pull my feet up to the ceiling. I'm gonna start to feel this rotation. Same thing, toes in, heels away. Knees also scrolling inwards. Scrolling inwards. This is just gonna let gravity realign my femurs, really allowing me to pull back. So every now and then I just check in with my hip flexors, hold the back of the legs if you need to, but we're gonna start with those knuckles again first. Maybe our feet can't fully look at each other, but let's just do a little squeeze. Just think about making fists. I don't need you to be in prayer position right now, but just make a fist with your feet. Let's rep it out a few times. And then you can start to intuitively move between either pushing, pulling, or a combination. So fists, pushing, pulling, or both. Get those grips, grabbing the air with the outside parts of our feet, noticing what our toes are doing, and continuing to simultaneously pull our heels maybe even up to the ceiling a little bit more if we're pulling down. Just adding extra layers of length into our system. I told you it's a sneak attack. We're focusing on feet and calves, but we are also starting to feel a lot of work happening upstream, or in this case, I guess, downstream. Good, let's continue working here for 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out if you need to. Now we're going back to those foot pulls. So send those feet back up into the air. I'm starting to feel a little shaky already. Toes in, heels open. And now you're gonna start to pull your toes to your nose. Flex, down, down, down. I'm gonna turn angles so you can see me a little bit, if needed. You are also more than welcome to use support. So if this position is just too intense for your hip flexors, you can't seem to get them to calm down, you're starting to get shaky, you can simply just let your heels rest on the wall and start to pull your toes down from this position. It's totally up to you. Either one should have us feeling so much in our body right now. I know my legs are on fire. Good, let's pull and hold it in 3, 2, 1. Pull and hold. Pull and hold. Big inhales to that low back, upper back, maybe back of the neck. As you continue to flex your big toes to your nose, send your heels up. Take inventory of positioning. I don't want to close off my hips while I'm doing this by letting my toes splay out and my heels kick in. I want to continue to feed a lot of space in my hip flexors, in my hip sockets, while I'm pulling. Good, let's give me 10 reps here in 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull and hold again. There's the little tingles. If it's on fire, we're rewiring. This is a good thing. We're reinforcing strength, mobility, and durability. Strong movement patterns for sport, for hobbies, and just for life. Good, 10 more pulls together in 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out a little bit. Squeeze the knees in. Carefully roll over. That was probably not the smoothest roll over, but roll back over to a nice seiza position. Feel your ankles moving, how much more open they feel. Isn't that crazy? I even like to fish feet a little bit here just to shake it out. There's so many things we can do for foot health, but we're just introducing a little bit to our body to get us going. We're gonna end with a nice little challenge, now taking that activation into a squat and then into our hinge. So just getting a little bit more flow here. We're gonna go ahead and pull ourselves into a nice little deep squat with my heels elevated. My laser beams, my toes are pointing straight. And the biggest thing here to remember is that we want to make sure that we're controlling this motion and we're not dropping down into some sloppy foot lowering. We're focusing on calf raising, but we also want to pay attention to the quality of how we're not just ascending, but descending. So nice big squat here. My hands can be inside or outside, doesn't really matter, but I want to see if I can just continue to lengthen out and pull my hips back. And now we're gonna start to go into these big controlled calf raises. Really pressing on the meaty part of that midfoot, not just my tippy toes and my knuckles, but truly the juicy part, that trampoline as we've talked about with the outside part of that foot structure. Making sure that I'm not just focusing on, again, controlling my ascent, but also as I'm lowering, I'm really controlling the descent and not just letting my ankle be sloppy and wobbly. Push, push, push. 10 more seconds. Simultaneously finding length in the back of my neck. Good, let's hold at the top. Big inhale through our nose. Exhale it all out. Holding. Let's give me 10 more reps in 3, 2, 1. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of a break in this deep squat position because it is intense in the knees. We're gonna hinge our way all the way back up to this big forward fold, big hinge position. Hold that calf raise. Find length, I roll my knees in, and I'm creating a lot of pressure down below. I want to pretend like I'm spreading the floor apart, but then also pulling up and long through my hips. And let's continue those calf raises. Oh yeah, laddie, calves, get those tires nice and inflated. Super intense, but very important. Again, notice, if we're keeping an eye on me too, you don't have to obviously, we're working here, but my laser beams are straight. And I'm really favoring this nice rotation of my ankle and my shin. Really strong. Not just when I'm pulling up, But as I lower, I'm making sure not to dump to the inside. I'm owning this outside strong side. Keep climbing, keep climbing. Check your kneecaps. Most females I work with, sometimes finding pressure in the system is really powerful. So make sure you're not dumping into some kind of K shape. Really use the floor as your friend. Create pressure down below. For most men I work with, we tend to be a little bit tight in the hamstrings. Kneecaps start to favor this external rotation. So challenge yourself to internally rotate at the femur in that hip socket. Pull everything in and long through the backside. Good, hold. If you're feeling a little earthquake, shake and bake, you're doing a great job. Good, we're gonna lower ourselves down, 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 back into that deep squat. Keep that calf raise, keep juicing it up. And let's work here for another 30 seconds. Go, climbing it up. We got this, power through, bring it home. All the way. We're doing about 10 to 15 minutes of work here, and it should be super intense. But again, depending on the timing, what you've got going on, doesn't have to be this extended. It can be something short and sweet. Last 10, push. Make crazy faces. Whatever you gotta do. 5, 4, 3, 2, and carefully either pull yourself back up to that forward fold. I know I'm gonna be there for a second. Or make your way back to rockers, that's fine. After I've juiced up my feet quite a bit, I like to find a lot of length. Everything on this lateral line is just really engaged, and I feel my feet are very strong right now and ready to go, ready to carry me into the next activity. Basically teaching our system how we want to absorb impact from the ground. So we're strengthening, we're mobilizing different areas, and we're just always coming back to reinforcing the most durable, strong, natural human pattern of movement, which is feet that face straight and are ready to carry me forward in this life, arches that are able to withstand the pressures of gravity as I push down into the floor, heels that provide a strong kickstand when I am resting and waiting, and just confidence in knowing that my feet are going to carry me throughout my lifetime. Good. Stay in this as long as you want or gently return to the ground. Thank you so much. Hopefully you feel nice and juiced up and ready to go into your next activity. Again, just to reemphasize, this is about 15 minutes of work. You can always cut it down and just intuitively move based on what your body needs. You are in charge. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time.